Probably, I took redundancy from my main career, which was in a bank for 30 years.
It's totally different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was a butcher when I was a young lad. That's crazy, isn't it? How you end up so
absolutely. And I think as well with dementia, there's never a person with the same dementia.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's got different features in their dementia and how they act, how they behave, what they understand, their cognitive skills, just everything.
So just before we start the show, there's one thing I would love to ask you. What would you say to somebody who's out of a job right now? We know there's work in care. Do you know what I mean? If they look around, there is jobs in care.
Lots of jobs in care.
And some people are reluctant to go for it. What would you say to somebody, any age right now, who's out of a job and looking at a care job and thinking, can I do that? Is there anything I can do? So I'm with Michelle, who's the activities coordinator at Summerhill Care Home in Alnwick. And Michelle, thanks for taking part.
Pleasure.
I've been coming up here for quite a while now, so I always enjoy my visits up here. It's always a nightmare getting in the last bit of the street. Do you know what I mean?
It's always a busy
The journey
street.
up so scenic, and then when I come into the windy streets, I'm like, here we go. There's always somebody. There's either a removal van or tractor, yeah, or just somebody blocking the road. But today it's the gasworks. Yeah, so that's nice of them, isn't it? They must have known I was coming. That's all I can think
Well,
of.
they've been here a couple of weeks. I don't know how long they are going to be here, but it has been a chew on, to be fair.
But never mind, we're there and we're parked up and we're ready to rock and roll. So, firstly, how long have you been with Summerhill?
I've been here a year and a half.
Did you do a similar job before that, or
I
was
did
it totally different?
care before here for a wee bit. I worked in dom care and in a few care homes. And for a couple of years, I went into care probably... I took redundancy from my main career, which was in a bank for 30 years.
It's totally different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was a butcher when I was a young lad. That's crazy, isn't it? How you end up somewhere.
I know. Well, I came into care for because of my nana, really. She got really poorly and she went into a care home for respite for a couple of weeks. And it wasn't the best experience, to be fair. And I said to my mum, I was at a loose stage of sort of a job because I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to go into care. My mum said I was bonkers. But and I started dom care with Age UK and I absolutely loved it.
Right. And were you doing activities there or just...
No, care.
Proper care or full-on care?
Yeah, proper care.
I'm saying proper care, full-on care.
But no, yeah.
But this is proper care, isn't it? What you're doing, the activities.
It's completely different, and you do get to know what the most rewarding part of this job is. You get to spend more time with the residents. You get to know them and their families as well. Which is really
the appreciation levels are massive, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
Like, especially when people say it on, because now you got the social media, and when you put a post on Facebook, it flags up on mine straight away. I always take a heart on or a comment on, even if it's somebody else that was here that day, you know, and you had somebody else. I'm seeing all kinds of things. I'm seeing people getting donkeys in and stuff like that, and chickens, and you know, just anything. It was just singing at one point, and now it's like all sorts going off. The imagination's like getting triggered now, isn't it, all the time?
But it's important as well that they're stimulated, because they probably used to see, especially up here in the where they used to live in all the villages, they would see all the animals, especially as well. They like the animals coming in. We've got a therapy dog comes in. I've got a pony that comes in.
That's great, man.
And it stimulates their minds as well.
I really need a pony sometimes. Sometimes just to get up this street, how I can do again.
Pony and trap.
Absolutely. No, but I think that's great. But so when a resident comes in first day, and I've asked this one before and I get a great response every time, you're probably the most important one that relaxes them, aren't you?
Possibly, yeah. Because I've got the time to go and sit in with them in their, rooms when they first come and have a chat with them. And I can ask them the questions of what they like, what they don't like, what they used to do. So you do get to know them more on a one-to-one level, which is really, really nice.
It's brilliant. Honestly, I love it. But then there's the emotional side as well, of course, you know what I mean? Because obviously it's it's difficult when you maybe get attached to some. And I know when my mum was in the home, you know, I got to know some of the residents, and some days I would go in, that resident was no longer there.
Yeah.
And you think, now there's a lady at one in Richmond where I go to. She used to sit at the window and watch for me coming, and she used to count the days off. Kev's coming in 3 days, Kev's coming in 2 days. And she would count the days off. And even the other day I was there 2 days ago, and every time I pull in, I always look at that window. Do you know what I mean? I think, I remember who used to sit there, and she would wave as soon as I pulled in the car park.
And they do remember, I find, because I've been here a year and a half, I've got quite a lot of regular singers, and they do remember. They might not, if I say, oh, Kev's coming in, or Derek's coming in, they probably won't remember the names, but as soon as they see that person, I remember him.
They're triggered straight away, aren't they? And they'll remember the words to the songs.
Oh, they love the songs.
Sometimes they're better than me at remembering the words.
But it builds their confidence as well. Once they get to know you, they feel that then they can be more relaxed and get up and dance as well. And it's,
these are things you can't always explain to people, aren't they? Because, like, if I'm talking to my mates in a pub, and it might be the same for you, and you say, I work with people with dementia, and they just think, okay, right, but they don't understand that dementia, you see the big side of it. Do you know what I mean? And how many people don't even understand out there just what
absolutely.
It's about?
And I think as well with dementia, there's never a person with the same dementia. Everyone's got different features in their dementia, and how they act, how they behave, what they understand, their cognitive skills, just everything. And a lot of, we've got a few residents here that actually, if you met them, you wouldn't realise they've got dementia, because they'll have a full-blown conversation with you, but then, I don't know, give them a knife and fork and just wouldn't know what to do with it. And that's, a lot of people don't kind of understand that. But I took some gents out to a cafe a couple of days ago, and one of them, he can't read, and you could see he was getting quite stressed with one of the menus. So I just sort of stood up and took it off everybody, and I gave him sort of 2 or 3 choices. But the waitresses come round and they start reeling off all these, and it's like, it's too much for them.
Yeah, it's too much information.
But it's not something that I would sort of say to a waitress, like, they've all got dementia, so treat them differently, because that's not what you do. You should treat them the same.
Absolutely, yes.
But with an understanding of that their brains don't work as quickly as ours, so when you do ask a question, you're not going to get an immediate answer. It could be sort of, while they're taking it in and pondering on it. And you're the one you're in between the waitress and the residents, aren't you? You've got to sort of bridge that gap. Oh, that's fascinating. But what about, say, this morning you come into here, and obviously I'm only here for an hour, I'm only a bit part in your full day. Do you have to plan your day the same day, or do you plan it at the beginning of the week, or do you plan I do a weekly activity sheet. So my whole year, as you know, is booked. I'm very much of a control freak. And I like to
you've got the OCD factor, definitely.
And I like all my key dates booked in. It's important, because I wouldn't want them to miss out on good entertainment on the Christmas and Halloween and all that.
Absolutely.
But generally in the mornings, I'll sit in the lounge and people sort of drip in, and then we'll have a chat, and we'll put some music on, and that sort of relaxes them. But and then obviously we have an activity. Most mornings, well, every morning that there is an activity, either singing, bingo, music, exercises. There's always something going on.
That's good. The bingo as well. You've got to have the bingo in the northeast.
The ladies love the bingo.
If you haven't got the bingo in the northeast, you get lynched. They still get that in the clubs, you know what I mean? So I suppose it gives them that throwback as well. Because I've done shows in a club down the road, and the bingo was the priority.
Oh yes, it's good for their brains as well. Recognising the numbers and crossing them off. It just gets that grey matter moving a bit.
It's all the little things you think of that I wouldn't think of. See, I just see it from a singer's point of view. So, but I think I've been coming here for about 6 years.
You've definitely been coming here for a long time.
A long time. Through the COVID days, singing outside, and I see you've got a stunning little garden there.
We have a nice little yard, and it is nice in the summer. Bit of a sun trap, but
brilliant.
It is nice.
We'll
have the lunch and that out there as well sometimes in the summer.
Excellent. I love how especially having the battery system, because sometimes we just say, right, it's hot, let's get outside, and we just
it's nice,
wheel it outside and just.
And they like being outdoors.
I hate being stuck inside.
No, I couldn't imagine, and that's the thing as well, isn't it? Could you imagine not being able to leave somewhere that you want to, because we do get a lot of the dementia sort of forget, and they say, you know, I want to go home, I want to go for a walk.
Of course, yeah. Sometimes they try to follow me to the
yeah,
car, which,
I know.
you know, they'll say, I'll be coming to collect me and things.
Yeah.
And you just got to put your arm around them and just take the
innit?
mind off it, you know what I mean?
I mean, in the summer, there's a couple of residents in the mornings that I will take for a walk just up and down the hill, just a bit. One of them for a bit of exercise and a bit of fresh air, which is quite good. So that's nice.
So just before we start the show, there's one thing I would love to ask you. What would you say to somebody who's out of a job right now? We know there's work in care. Do you know what I mean? If they look around, there is jobs in care.
Lots of jobs in care.
And some people are reluctant to go for it. What would you say to somebody, any age, right now, who's out of a job and looking at a care job and thinking, can I do that? Is there anything I can do in care? What would your advice to them be?
I think everybody can do care. I think it's a hard job, don't get me wrong, it is really hard. However, it is very rewarding. And the only thing that I would say to anybody doing care is just be yourself. Everyone's got different personalities and quirks, and that's what brings the joy to the residents, is everyone's individuality. You know, and it's all about just supporting people. And I've always thought to myself that I would always treat any resident the way that I would treat any of my family members.
That's brilliant. Always. I see that when I come up here. I see that with you anyway.
Yeah, always. How would my granny want to be treated? And that's exactly how I treat everyone.
Would I live here or something? Or would I put a relative in here?
And how would I respect them and, you know, treat them?
Yeah, I would be... I mean, obviously, I'm not in care on a full-time basis, but certainly if I was, I would probably be looking and thinking, I want it so that if I put my parent into here, they would be happy, and I would be happy knowing that they're in here. So,
and it's getting to know them as well. We've got a lot of ladies that maybe, you know, did their face every morning, so they'd still get makeup put on, a bit of lippy in the morning. You know, just because they're 90 or whatever doesn't mean they can't wear a bit of lippy and a bit of blush.
No, I think you're right. It's great, but I see your rapport with them when I come up here. You know what I mean? And they're so comfortable. They don't say, "Get me out of this room," and "Get me out of this place." They're actually comfortable.
They do
with
when
you.
I start singing.
But they're comfortable with you. I see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are. We've got a good relationship with everybody, which I really enjoy.
And every time when I knock on the door here, when I get here, it doesn't matter who answers, it's always friendly. And that's one thing I'll say. It could be a Geordie thing, you know. It's rubbing off on you. You know. It could be.
Yeah, I certainly pick up a few slang words.
There's plenty of them. I untapped some of them as well. Some you haven't got yet, I'm sure. But thanks very much, Michelle. It's
pleasure.
So I think it's time to rock and roll, isn't
it? Definitely. Get dancing. Got our dancing legs on this morning.
One hip. And we'll just do it. And that's brilliant. Thank you very much for talking to me, Michelle. Look forward to the show. And I know everybody's in there. They'll be banging on the table soon.
They'll be singing, "Why are we waiting?"
So, thanks, Michelle. Summerhill Care Home. Let's rock and roll.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kisses for me, save all your kisses for me. Bye bye, baby, bye bye.
So here we are in Alnwick Town Centre. I'm going to show you around. Now, unlike some of the people that's putting videos together and they're going around the country trying to get clicks, I'm not going to do that, because they're going around, they're looking for people who've spiced out and drunk and fighting or whatever. They're looking for argy-bargy. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for anything like that. We're just trying to see the good side of some places. So anyway, let's flip around. Let's have a look around the town centre, and then we'll go into the care home and get started. As you can see, nothing much changes in places like Alnwick. That's a good thing, really. You don't want these places to change, do you? I certainly wouldn't want them to. But each to their own. You're not covered up. I've gigged there a few times as well, the Queen's Head. You're not surrounded totally by things like roller shutters and stuff like that. I don't even think they have a fast food here. I think you've got to go down near the A1 for a fast food, like a McDonald's or something. This is the old market square, I believe. Somebody from Alnwick will put me right if it's not. There's my car parked up safely with a badge in, of course. 2 knackered knees and a knackered hip. I qualify for a badge. Couple empty shops. They weren't empty last time I was here. The old town hall. Oh, and the clock. It's even got the time on. The right time as well. All right, mate. So there was a gentleman asking me earlier, where do I park? I've got a disabled badge, and I said it's a minefield. Normally the traffic warden's just hiding around the corner whenever I come here. He's never there when you want him. Did he get sorted? No. Oh. I know what you mean. Honestly, the traffic warden's normally hiding somewhere whenever I get here. And when you need him, he's not here. Good luck. Theatre and everything. We'll get a picture of the theatre. There you go. Brilliant. Some great stuff on all the time. Cobbled streets. They always hurt me legs. They always hurt. I know what I've just spotted. A coffee shop. It's like I spot them every time, don't I? Well, I'm going to go and get something. Definitely going to get something to eat. We'll get some stills of the town, it'll be easier. A lot of people think it's a bit intrusive when you go around videoing, so you have to be careful. But yeah, we'll get some stills of the town, add them into here. And a few little stories about the town, then we'll show you some views of the castle. I'll get you some drone views of that. It's much easier with drone views. Right, time for some coffee. Here we are in the quiet heart of Northumberland, with skies stretch endlessly above the green fields and ancient stone. Here you will find the market town of Alnwick, a place where history lingers right in the air. From above, the town unfolds gently. Slate rooftops cluster around the traditional marketplace, where traders have gathered for centuries. Beyond the streets, the River Aln winds through the landscape, and the countryside rolls softly towards a distant North Sea coast. And of course, rising proudly from the town's edge stands the magnificent Alnwick Castle. Its vast walls and towers have watched over this land for over 700 years. Home to the Duke of Northumberland and the Percy family, the castle is not just a monument, but it's a living piece of England's story, shaped by the border conflicts, noble ambition, enduring tradition. And yet within these ancient stones, another kind of story was brought to life. The castle became Hogwarts in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the very place where Harry took his first flight on a broomstick. Fantasy and history blending seamlessly beneath the northern sky. Alnwick is a town of quiet charm and lasting presence, where medieval walls, market day voices, and cinematic magic all meet. A place rooted in the past, yet forever inspiring the modern day imagination.